Today we are going to discuss Johnson's algorithm. In that, three machines. So here is the problem. There are three machines and 5 jobs, and the processing time of each job in each machine is given. And the question asked is to find the make span time. Make span time is the overall time of completion of all the jobs in all the machines. So Johnson's algorithm cannot be applied to the three machine problem. So we have to convert this three machine problem into a two machine problem, and then only we can apply Johnson's algorithm. For that we need to check two conditions. The conditions are minimum processing time of machine 1 should be greater than or equal to maximum processing time of machine 2, or minimum processing time of machine 3 should be greater than or equal to maximum processing time of machine 2. So in these two, any one of the condition is satisfied, then we can use Johnson's algorithm. We can convert this three machine problem into two machine problem and then use Johnson's algorithm. So how to convert this three machine problem into two machine problem? So by just adding up the processing time of machine 1 and machine 2, we are creating a new machine, machine A. And by adding up machine 2 and machine 3's processing time, we are creating a new machine, machine B. So now the three machine problem is converted into a two machine problem. So this is the processing time of machine A and this is the processing time of machine B. So Johnson's algorithm says you first find the lowest processing time among these 10 processing times. So 5 jobs in machine A, so 5 processing time, 5 jobs in machine B, 5 processing time. So 10 processing time. Among this 10 processing time, find the lowest processing time. If the lowest processing time happens to be in machine A, then that particular job is taken as the first to be processed. And if the lowest processing time happens to be in machine B, then the job is going to be taken as the last to be processed. Here, among the 10 processing times, 8 is the minimum processing time, and 8 happens to be in machine A. So machine A, the job's processing time 8, and the corresponding job is job 3. So since this happens, the minimum processing time happens to be in machine A, that particular job 3 is going to be processed first in the sequence. So job 3 is the first to be processed in the sequence. Now strike out the row for the third job, and among the remaining processing times, find the lowest processing time. Here in our case, there are the 9 is the lowest processing time, and it happens to be in 3 places: job 1, job 4 and job 5, and all these are in machine B. So we can take any one of these 3. So I am taking the first job processing time, and this happens to be in machine B. So we are going to take this job as the last to be processed in the sequence. So here the sequence starts with 3, and the last to be processed is the job 1. Again, now strike out this job 1 row, and in the remaining processing times, find the lowest processing time. Again, there are 2 9s here, and we can select any 9. I am going to select this particular 9, which happens to be in machine B and 4th job. So we are going to consider, we are going to use this particular 4th job as the job which is the next last to be processed in the sequence. So before first job, we are going to have the fourth job. So from last, we are going to use this fourth job as the next one. Strike out that particular row also, and the remaining is this 9, and it happens to be in machine B, and the job is 5. So the next last after this fourth job is 5 now. Okay, and the remaining is 16 and 15, and anyway only one job, so we can use it here in this particular place. So the sequence is 3 to 5 4 1 as per Johnson's algorithm, which is going to be the optimum sequence. So 3 to 5 4 1 is the optimum sequence, which will minimize the make span time. Now to find the make span time, we have to use a heuristic method of finding the job in and job out of each machine. So for that, first step is this is the problem, which is the data given in the problem. Now we have to rearrange the processing time as per the optimum sequence. Here it is 1 2 3 4 5. Now we are going to rearrange it as 3 2 5 4 1, which is the optimum sequence as per Johnson's algorithm, and the corresponding processing time is taken up. And this is the heuristic method table. So every job, the first job which is going to be given to the first machine starts at 0. So the third job is the first to be processed in the sequence. It is going to be given to machine 1. In time is 0. And what is the out time? So it takes 6 minutes to be processed. So the out time is 6. So 0 to 6, the job 3 is processed in machine 1. Now the next job, when it can be given to machine 1, 6, because machine 1 will be free by 6. So now the second job, which is job number 2, can be given to the machine 1 at 6, and it takes 10 minutes to complete. So from 6 to 16, machine 1 will process job 2. Now by 16th minute, machine 1 is free. So now this fifth job can be machine 1. How long it takes? 11 minutes. So 16 to 27, fifth job is processed in machine 1. We are going to find for the next two jobs. So at the end of 42nd minute, all the jobs are processed in machine 1. Now it is not the end of the problem. We are going to give each job from machine 1. After processing, it is going to be given to machine 2. So only after processing in machine 1, the jobs will be given to machine 2. Even though the machine is ready by 0th time itself, it can't be given straight away the job. So it has to wait for the job to be processed in machine 1. So the first job is 3, and it will be given to machine 2 at what time? When it comes out of machine 1. So 6th minute, this machine 2 will get job 3, right? 6th minute. And how long it is processed? Third job is processed for 2 minutes in machine 2. So 6 to 8, third job is processed in machine 2. And now machine 2 is free by 8th minute, right? And the next job is job 2. Job 2 need to be given to machine 2 after processing from machine 1. So machine 2 is ready by 8, but the job 2 is actually processed in machine 1. It ends only in 16th minute. So straight away the job cannot be given to machine 2 at 8 minutes. It has to wait, and it will be given at 16th minute only, right? And how long it takes? Job 2 takes 6 minutes to complete. So from 16 to 22, the job 2 is processed in machine 2. Now this machine 2 is free by 22, whereas job 5 is processed in machine 1 till 27 minutes. So machine 2 will be waiting for the next job to arrive to be processed in machine 1, and then it can be fed to machine 2. So by 27th minute, job 5 will be given machine. So there is a so how long it takes? It takes 4 minutes. So 27 to 30, 27 to 31. There is a simple method by which we can find the in time of machine 2. It is just by comparing the machine 2 out time of the previous job and machine 1 out time of the current job. Which one is larger? You just use this as the machine 2 in time for the current job. So 8 and 16, 16 is larger. 27 and 22, 27 is larger. 34 and 31, 34 is larger. 42 and 37, 42 is larger. So we are going to take up. Similarly for machine 3, once the job is processed in machine 2, it will be given to machine 3. So 8, and how long it takes? 8 minutes. So 8 to 16 it is processed, and 22 and 16, which is larger? 22. So machine 3 job second will be passed on to at 22 minutes, and it will be completed by 31 minutes since it takes 9 minutes time. And similarly all the jobs are processed in machine 2, and finally all the jobs are processed in all 3 machines by 51 minutes. So this is the make span time. Now we are going to find the idle time. Idle time is how long machine is idle without any processing. Actually machine 1 is not at all idle. See, from 0 to 6, 6 to 16, 16 to 27, 27 to 34, 34 to 42. So it is not at all idle. So we don't have to take up machine 1, the first machine, for calculation of idle time. Only machine 2 and machine 3 will have idle times. And machine 2, from 0 to 6th minute it is idle. So idle time is 6. And the next one is machine 2 is free by 8th minute, but the next job is given only by 16th minute. So how much idle time? 16 minus 8. So 8 is the idle time. Simply we can just take up a subtraction of this and this to find the idle time. So subtraction of 27 and 22 is 5. 5 is the idle time of the next job, and 34 and minus 31 is 3, and 42 minus 37 is 5. So similarly we are going to calculate the idle time for machine 3 also. And finally we are going to sum up the idle times. So idle time for machine 2 is 27, idle time for machine 3 is 19. So only when we have this particular idle time we can minimize the total make span time. Without idle times the make span time cannot be optimum. So this is 3 machine end job problem. We can also have 4 machine end job problem. 4 machine end job problem. For that the condition is a little different. Minimum processing time of machine 1 should be greater than or equal to both maximum processing time of M2 and M3, or minimum processing time of M4 should be greater than or equal to maximum processing time of M2 and M3. So either of these conditions, any one of these conditions is satisfied, we can convert the 4 machine problem into 2 machine problem. So how to convert? The new machine MA is the addition of processing time of M1, M2 and M3, and MB is M2, M3 and M4. So after finding MA and MB, it resembles 2 machine problem. Johnson's algorithm can be used to find the optimum sequence, and after finding the optimum sequence we can use the heuristic method to find the make span time and idle time. So that's it with Johnson's algorithm.